Some men say, why should I vote for? And some of them vote for us because they say the beauty is there. So it depends on who is so beautiful in the contest. And some of us, we are trying our best to fit to that also.
الشكوكو هيا ابتسامي يا الشكوكو هيا الشكوكو هيا ابتسامي يا الشكوكو هيا ناردو يا انا قبيلي وحنيقا وحهاي اول ليسو فانا ويبشر منه أول ليسو فانو هذا ويبشر منه نبا مشكو هذا بواردقي كحياي تنبيانا ذوي الشكوكو هيا ابتسامي يا الشكوكو هيا
Your background of being in charge of pastoral women and youth, girls, this is a very important position.
Equal education opportunity for all, access to quality healthcare, livelihood development as an economic empowerment for women, issuance for ID cards, promoting good governance. So we need to bring our community to take care of our teachers. That is something I want to push for it. We need also to look at how the school's environment is conducive for our girls. That's also something else I will put emphasis on. Garissa County is doing something about health, and you know you need to give the credit where it is. Garissa County is doing great work on health, and they are getting key support from UNICEF. I want to be unique, and I do my campaigns and everything else unique. I will come up with, and I pray this is not stolen from me, so that it is done even before I go to Parliament. I will establish annual Honorable Fatuma Kinsi Excellence Award at the sub-county level.
كاله ضدك سمعة ضبادا وصحافة وصرق إيقاهي كاسويال كاله ضدك سمعة ضاليو صابد إيقا رزقه صرق إيقاهي وبيصير بيها سرقة عمدين إيوم مسالها نسيتها حيوان سعدي
aad ayaad u mahadsantihiin cabaar ayaa loo fadhiyey laakiin halkan waxaan u nimid runtii waa habeen farxad leh inaan kusoo dhaweyno walaasheen marka ugu horeysa Fatuma Kinsi Abass oo runtii meel fog nooga timid saad ogtihiin marka intaanan arintaas gelin waxaan doonayaa maadaama dad muslimiin nahay in insha Allah horta aan quraanka ku bilaabano kadibna insha Allah kadibna cashada ayaan cunaynaa markaas ayaan barnaamijkeeni aan gali doonaa iyo sababtaan isugu nimid idinkana runtii maadaama aad waqti badan aad sugayseen waqti aad meeshan waqtigiini aad ka qaadateen inaad ku timaadaan meelo fog aad ka timaadeen rag badan oo meelahan fadhiyaan ogahay meelaha ka yimaadeen marka aad baad u mahadsantihiin marka waxaan u yeerayaa hadalkan idinku badin Sheekh Cabdirasaaq insha Allah quraanka aan ugu furay
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون
جزاك الله خيرا شيخ عبد الرزاق siduu sheegay halkan waxaan isugu nimid inaan caawa ku soo dhaweyno walaasheen Kinsi haddana waxaan noo furmaya cashadii kadib ayaan programkeena sii wadan doonaa waad mahadsantihiin Fatuma waa gabar reer Garissa waxay iskuulka uga baxday hoose dhexe iyo saraba magaalada Garissa Fatuma kadibna jaamacad waxay u tagtay oo uga qalin jebisay wadankaas Tanzania kadibna masterkeedii waxay ku sameysay wadanka Mareykanka Fatuma waxay leedahay charity organization ka shaqeysa magaalada Garissa ama countiga Garissa taas oo wax ka qabata xagga tacliinta iyo healthcare-ka ama caafimaadka Fatuma waxay halkan u timid wadanka Ingiriiska inay ku guddoonto shahaado sharaf ama bilad qofba sidoo yaqaan oo ay u tartamayeen ilaa 20 wadan oo adduunka ka tirsan waxa Kenya ka soo galay iyada organization-keeda iyo organization kale keeda ayaana ku guuleystay saas ayaa Fatuma walaasheen loo muteesiyay shahaado sharafkaas marka waxay tiri mar haddaan Ingiriiska imid waa inaan ummadii la kulmo way ku adkaatay inay iska laabato iyadoon idinla kulmin waxaan doonayaa in halkan aan ku soo dhaweeyo Dr. Abdi Greek
Honorable Mheshimiwa, you are welcome to London. You know the route to Garissa always passes London. If you get a very good reception here, these are very important people who matter a lot. And they are deciding votes, you know, those vote corners. You know, they're one of the corner tribes. So they will decide. Before I begin my speech, I say there's a Turkish word which I always love to repeat. In Turkish they say, tatliya ye, tatliya konuşalım. Let's eat sweet, we talk sweet. So I can see there's sweets on all your tables. Before I go to the main speech, I want to thank, there are a lot of people, you know, I became very famous recently. for the wrong reason. And a lot of people prayed for me. And I want to tell them that Allah accepted their prayers and everything is over badly. Let's say we are not marginalized. There is devolution, we have money. It's only how we use that money. Most of the people who are here have gone through what we call, and they have seen good governance. So when we take these posts, we should not look at it as only filling our pockets. We need to uplift three sections of a society. Number one, the women and girls. We need to work on that. We need to bring them up. Once we bring them up, there will be peace, there will be development. And then we have to look at the health sector, which is very, very important. And then infrastructure. Now, for the last 4 years, we have been given a lot of money, especially in the counties. We have equalization fund, but it looks like some of us are still on the runway. We haven't taken off. Places like Wajir, I think they have a little bit taken over. My own county of Isiolo has not taken off. So we need to improve on what these our brothers who are at the moment who are there. We don't need only to criticize them. We see how we can improve from there. So it is a good thing to have negotiated democracy, but we don't want to go there. I personally don't want to leave London and go to Isiolo to get salary and to fill my pocket. Because what you're going to is what we call in Islam Baytul Mal. We need to work for the people, not for ourselves. So I hope with these few words, Fatuma Kinsi, we will welcome you. We will give you all the support you want, and feel free. You can seek advice. You know, campaign is very tough. We need you to wear a thick skin so that when people attack you, you are ready. Take it. Don't worry. That is politics. They will dirty you, but in the end, you know where you are going. I would like to emphasize again, you work on these three issues which are very important to uplift our people, especially on education, health, and women empowerment. I like to repeat it and repeat it. My dear sister, work on those, and I think everybody will support the cause because it's among our people and we'll be competing. We know we will get an NFD girl who will be the representative there. So with these few words, I would like to thank you for coming and giving us this opportunity, sharing with us. Please feel free, contact all our brothers here. We are every time ready for you, inshallah. Thank you very much.
And Dr. Abdi Greek ayuu u mahadsan yahay. waxaan doonayaa hadda inaan u yeero Maxamed Rashid Junior.
Fatuma Kinsi Abass. That is the famous name we have in the social media. Personally, I come from NFD, and I come from Wajir, another county neighboring Garissa. However, we share borders, we share culture, we share ethnicity, we share everything, religion, well, that's the way. But the unfortunate bit is we seem to be stuck somewhere in the middle in Kenya, to be very frank. And more so in the former NFD, as my previous speaker, Dr. Greek said, we still refer to them as NFD, that is Northern Frontier District. Why? We know the reason why we refer to it as NFD still. At the moment, when it starts to rain, the other day, our people were out in prayers in Garissa, Mandera, Wajir, Mombasa, seeking divine intervention for rain. And you know what it has rained today and yesterday? Our roads are impassable. There's no communication. So we pray for one thing, and we get another disaster again. So that's how we're in a circle of a disaster. You know, come rain, we are stuck. Come drought, all our animals die again. So we are sort of in a circle of poverty, recycling poverty. That is what we are if you are coming from the former NFD. That is the unfortunate bit. That is what we are supposed to fight. For example, here in the UK, if I'm to apply a job and compete with an English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish, and so on, I have to be qualified more than him 3 times for me to be able to compete with this guy. It's a fact. Most of us have gone through that. Some of us takes up to 7, 8, 14, 15, 21 days to fill in a form. Not necessarily in the bits where we fill in our qualification, our degree, and all that. There's that bit called personal specification. We have to compete. It is us, it is on us when we are given 6 billion, 8 billion, 10 billion budget in every county. For us to make our own development in terms of healthcare, education, roads, infrastructure, and all that. It is our responsibility. We need to come with people who can manage this budget and run. Let's not blame central government anymore. Let's run our affairs. Come on, Fatuma, you have the energy. Let us run sincerely and without any corruption. And I will say, if and when I run for an office and I tell people the only thing I can do is go for my wages and salary from that budget, people will start laughing at you.
And Abdulrazak Sheikh Ali.
marka waxa waqti aan idinku madcelinaya waqtiga saad noo siiseen fursadan aad kulli dhamaan halkan iskugu timaadeen cawada oo ay tahay inaad nala soo dhaweysaan walaasheen Fatuma Kinsi Abass Madow. waxaan rabaa wax yar inaan idinka taabto gabadha walaashay ilaahay khayr ha siiyo. waxay fursad weyn ii tahay cawada oon aad ugu faraxsanahay inaan dhaho ku soo dhawo London. waxaan halkan kugu soo dhaweynayaa oo san ahayn kaliya ah dhalinyarada reer Garis waa reer NFD oo dhan iyo ninkii magac Soomaali wato ka yimaado Kenya. horta taasaan kuma hadlaqaa soo dhawo walaal. midda kale waxaan idin sheegay midda kale waxaan idin raacinayaa oo ay tahay gabadhan walaashay xil bay u taagan tahay ilaahay horta waxaan uga baryaynaa inuu fududeeyo jidkay rabto inay marto midkii kalena waxay tahay haddii qofka xilqaad eed qaad waa inaad ka soo baxdaa xilkaad qaadayso guri dhismihiisa waxa ugu adag salka la dhiso dhagaxii way dhigtay marka hadda kolba waa inta kale midda u fudud weeyaan to build the wall and to put the roofing. I think it's the easiest job that everyone can ask for, and that's what she's asking for tonight. And I, on behalf of my community and the people of Garissa, waxaan ka codsanayaa gabadha walaashay inaad tirahdaan cawada waa in qaadnay waan ku qaadnay taas anoo kusoo gabagabeynayo aad iyo aad ayaan idinku mahadnaqayaa وانا مع سنتين وقتينا ملك سكرت مادين إلهي سفرتنا نبض هذه كذا جيم هذه كلنتين أنا يسون نقول إنت كلية حفظة ولا بديو أنا صارنا هبين كستبوا مع سنتين
كل listigu ma dhamaanayo laakiin insha Allah waxaan rabaa hadda inaan mar dhow inaan hadda ku soo dhaweeyo mikrofoonka walaasheen oo garab fadhida Fadumo Zainab Sugo.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaykum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dhammaantiin waan wada salaamay rag iyo dumar dhalinyarta aad iyo aad ugu mahadsantihiin sida wanaagga badan ugu soo dhaweyseen walaasheen Fatuma Kinsi waxaan ku leeyahay walaal macaan ku soo dhawow jaalida London qaasatan wiilasheena from Northern dhammaan ku soo dhaweeyay hal shay aan rabay inaan ku yiraahdo walaal macaan waxaan ku leeyahay dardaaran weeye marka insha Allah ku guulaysato kursiga had u tartamayso insha Allah bidillah haday qeyr kugu jirto insha Allah dadkaadi waxaa la rabaa inaad hoos u fiiriso oo u dadaasho aysan noqonin kuwii hore aan soo dooranay oo dhaxal looga baxeen ballanta qaar baan ku warjeenaa insha Allah
florka waa inaan insha Allah aan gacmo furan ku soo dhaweyno walaasheen Fatuma Kinsi oo aan halkan marti ugu nahay iyaduna marti noogu ah marka bal Fadumo, welcome sister.
شكرا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ولا ليال horta ilaahay ama hadda iska leh kulankan maanta aan kulma hayno aad ayaan u faraxsanahay xishmada iyo sharafta aad ii muudiseen oo ii soo dhaweyseen waa wax aan la heli karin waad mahadsantihiin walaalayaal rag iyo dumarba aad ayaan igu mahad celinhayaa Garissana markaan ku noqdo insha Allah farxadanayto waan gudbinayaa oo reer Garis waan u sheegayaa reer NFD-na waan u sheegayaa walaalahay reer Wajeer reer Mandera iyo Soomaali oo dhan meel ay ka timid aad iyo aad ayaad u mahadsantihiin horta intaanan ka hadlin arrimaha London aan u imid iyo kursiga aan u ordahayo waxaan rabay laba kalma speakayaasha igu horeeyeen ka hadleen waana ku faraxsanahay politician sidayda guriga joogan markay politician ka joogan hadalka ma dhamaado marka waxaan rabay horta laba kalmayd inaan ka hadlo mid uu Dr. Cabdi ka hadlay negotiated democracy-ga. Negotiated democracy-ga horta Soomaalida uma fiicno sababtu dumarkay ka tagaan dumarka nafaas lama siiyo maadaama dumarka nafaas la siinayninne haddaan dumarna inaan ka hor imaanaan jecelnahay oo tartanka aan ila galno haddaad ku guulaysatiin waan i soo dhawaynaynaa haddaan ku guulaysanona inaad na soo dhawaysiin marka horta negotiated democracy-ga aad ha u ololaynina maxaa dhe dumarku u daran yahay Mandera hadda waxa ka dhacay waa naqal haysin soo maaha in lagu sanifay marka anakana haddaan reer Garissa iyo reer Wajeerna hana iyo reer NFD waxaan leenahay space-ka hal la weynaysiiyo aan ku digan ku tartannay moohiye negotiated democracy-ga waxba ma aragtay intaas oo sanaan democracy usoo dagaalaynay kalmada kale aan ka hadlayo waxa waaye horta arrimaha aad ka jeedisay manifesto-gayga ku jiraan marka insha Allah si fiican ayaan uga hadli doonaa arinta hadda maanta aad Kenya u dhiba haysan horta waa corruption-ka walaalkay Maxamed Rashiid ka hadlay corruption-kana hadee ilaahay un baa horta Kenya ka bixin karaa inaad faataxad u soo martiina waan rabnaa marka corruption-ka horta wuu jiraayo lacag fara badan wadanka way tagayaan tii governor-ga kilix ma ahayd tii MP-gana in laga hadlo waan rabaa tii women reebtan in laga hadlo waan rabaa lacag fara badan ayaa tagayaan dhulka laakiin waxa lagu qabanayo uu iska yar yahay marka bal faataxada noo soo mara annakana raadkii inaanan raacin oon ka bedelman halkaas haddaan ku joojiyo waxaan rabay inaan wax yarko waxaan u malaynayaa afka Ingiriiska oo wada fahmayna soo maaha British aan joognay today I'm honored to be here in front of you and I would love to share with you why I opted to go for the seat, why I think I fit the seat, what the role of the women rep is, because maybe some of you don't understand or don't know what the role of women rep is. Some people think the women rep is equivalent to the governor. In one way she is, because she's being voted from all over where the governor is being voted. So, lakini, it has responsibilities which are different. She's at the national level. She's just like any other parliamentarian. Though she has to get, like if I'm vying for Garissa, I have to get votes from the entire Garissa county, while a constituency gets from one area. So that's the difference. The Constitution of Kenya, 2010, has brought this space for the women leadership and governance. And it's the one that has created these seats for the women. And it is only women who compete against each other. Though some people are saying that the gender is not specified in terms of who should vie for, because it's just women representative. There's a challenge we're getting from some men. But I believe if there is a woman, it's for women, not for a man. Maybe if they just want to hijack our seat again. The women has the same responsibility and the roles, just like the member of parliament. What she does is she does oversight, make sure that that money goes to the community and it reaches for the intended purposes. So she provides that role as an oversight for the national expenditure when the budget has been created and the money has been released. The other thing is that she does representation because she has been voted, and the representation of the women rep is the women, the youth, the disabled group, and the minority group. But we are also accommodating the men. We are not leaving them behind because they vote for us. So we will help them in any way. And when you talk about the youths, the men are there. When you talk about the disabled group, the men are there. When you talk about the minority, the men are there also. So some men say, why should I vote for? And some of them vote for us because they say the beauty is there. So it depends on who is so beautiful in the contest. And some of us, we are trying our best to fit to that also. The other thing she does is that she formulates policies, and also she does private motions, and she also look at the budget in terms of developing the budget. And how she does that is she needs to ensure that the budget is engendered so that one gender doesn't get more than the other. So that is also her role as the women rep. So some people were asking us, why is the women rep not constructing a classroom? And she's also a member of parliament. But I will answer to that too, because some of the women I'm vying against are saying I am so much into doing development work and I want to take that to the parliament. And I've said, if I get the opportunity and the resources, I will do so. Nothing stops me from doing that, because I just don't want to go there and sit down and only wait for the Affirmative Action Fund that does not have any development component in terms of construction or developing water pans or boreholes. So there is that challenge and that debate which is going on within the beauties in Garissa County. So we do the legislation, that is the policy issue which I have talked about. Let me now go to why I feel I fit the seat, and the seat should be mine, nobody else, for Garissa County in the next 10 years. Some of you know my background. I have been in the development world for the last 15 years. I'm the founder of Pastoralist Girls Initiative. Pastoralist Girls Initiative is a local NGO that is based in Garissa. We also work in Tana River County. We also work part of Wajir, and we will also go to the entire NFD soon, inshallah. But that will not stop me from going to parliament. There are those ones who can also take that position, even if I'm not there. So don't worry about PGI, because some are worried about PGI. And PGI has to be there without me. It's an institution that it can run its own affairs without Kinsi. The reason why I said I fit for the job is because of I have initiated the first girls' secondary school in Fafi constituency in 2010. And now they have done their first exam last year and they have performed very well. I started that school with only 40 girls, and I raised funds from Safaricom Foundation, and I pushed for the government to give it money. And when I was there, since it was my brainchild and I felt those girls are suffering, I raised 45 million for that school. It's fully fledged. It's fully fledged with all the facilities. And all those facilities, there's no school that has other than NEP girls. So it's next to NEP girls. The other thing is that I currently provide 1,350 girls with scholarship. The women rep of Garissa County is not doing that. So I'm sorry to say so, my sister is not doing that. But I believe if I can educate 1,350 girls through my initiative, and I'm given the affirmative fund, I can do more than that. So that's why I believe so. I have constructed several dispensaries, and that's why they are targeting me, because they see me as a contractor than a development worker. Classrooms, laboratories, dining halls for more than 6 girls' schools in Garissa County. I have capacity to build 6,000 girls on issues of leadership and life skills. Mentored 10,000 girls. And those 10,000 girls don't only come from Garissa. They also come from Tana River. They also come from Wajir. We have a program called Girls Camp that we offer during school holidays. And we bring the girls from all over NFD. So when I say NFD, I'm talking at the ASAL regions that we have been put together as NFD. And our governors are doing something together. Hopefully that will also work for us. Supported 35 women groups to start small businesses and farming along the river. Provided laboratory equipment for 5 girls' secondary schools. Organized international exposure visits for girls. I did took a girl to Turkey. I took another one to USA. I did so another one to Brazil. And I'm so expertised on issues on girls, and that's why I got the award for supporting girls. Rehabilitated 2 dispensaries, 3 boreholes. One is in Fafi, another one is in Shimbirei. Those ones who come from Garissa know those areas. And another one is in Sangailu, which are ongoing now. Developed water pans. Now, you will judge me by what I have done and maybe give me the endorsement. And I believe this is the another county within the NFD. The NFD diaspora team is another county, and we are looking at you. So you will judge me by that. As my brother Abdi said, there are key issues he wants me to address. And now I'm going to the main business of why I want to be elected. I'm pursuing 9 key areas of interest. And some of these things, they don't need a lot of resources. They don't need, what do I call, policy change. There are things that can be done by you and me. It only needs the political will and the commitment from the communities who are there, and providing that guidance to the community and showing them that they can do some things for themselves without us pushing them. What they need is our support, and that's why they have given us the opportunity to get the education we are getting, so that we can invest back in our communities and support our communities very well. So my 9 key issues are equal education opportunity for all, access to quality healthcare, maternal healthcare, livelihood development as an economic empowerment for women, issuance for ID cards, promoting good governance, strategies to address unemployment among our youths, promoting technology and innovations, sports and culture, peace and security. Those are the 9 key issues I want to work on in my first term. I just want to give you a background on the situation of education in northern Kenya. The national enrollment rate is at the primary level is 88%. For Garissa it's 58. The national one is at 88. For Garissa is 58, Wajir is 27, and Mandera is 19. That's how low education is. We have not yet reached to the level of the other Kenyans. Central Kenya is around 79. So Rift Valley is the highest. So that shows you we are still behind. When you go to the secondary, it is 9.3%. We have not even reached the 10% of the secondary. 2,438 teachers are missing in our schools. That's the shortage we have in northern Kenya. And in every 3 children, 2 are out of school. It's a desperate situation. So we need to do something to change that. And the Mandera is the worst, being in a border area, and the issue of the militia groups are affecting them so much. So we need to do something. And when I say we need to do something, is that we need to bring our efforts together as a team, push for quality education for our children. We did that something. If you come from Wajir, you must know Aldef. If you come from Mandera, you must know Rasida. We worked together to push for an agenda. And we have a court case now pushing the government to ensure that they deploy teachers there. It's the right of those children. There have been reforms in the education sector since 2010, and that has been generated by the new constitution that has demanded that there should be reforms in the education sector. But that is not being translated in the ASAL regions. We are still lagging behind even in implementing the reforms that has been demanded by the Constitution of Kenya. My brothers and sisters, the area of education is very passionate because there is something my introducers did not mention. I'm a teacher by profession. Before I went for my first degree, and I am so much committed and I sacrifice a lot in terms of education. So my key points in addressing this is first, advocate for recruitment of teachers to overcome the existing shortages. And I've already shared with you the shortages, both in primary and secondary school. The other thing is that we were talking about the many monies that are coming to the counties and are coming to the sub-counties. These monies are not consolidated in a way. Some of them are duplicated. Some of them go to another pockets, which we don't know. So one thing I want to do through a legislation, and if I will get the support of the members of parliament, if I am elected, is to ensure that I consolidate all the bursary funds, because the governor is giving bursary fund, the women rep is giving a bursary fund, the MP is giving a bursary fund, so you don't know where it's going, and the number of children that are dropping out of school because of lack of school fees, it's a lot. So we need to have a consolidated, one basket for our children to access that, so that we know those ones who miss where we can get for them. But when you cannot even follow up or audit that money, it becomes very difficult for us. So that's something I really want to do in Parliament, so that we can have a just disbursement of the salaries. There is a lot of bursaries and it's not helping at all. The other thing is that I will look at is the transition of schooling for all, and I will put my emphasis on the girl child. The way I am currently putting, I will continue doing that at the national level, and also work with the other members of Parliament, the county government, to ensure that no girl drops out of school. And if she drops out of school, we must know the strategies to return that girl back to school. So that is something else I need to come up with, and I'm working on it. The other thing is that, which I am committing myself, if elected, in my 5 years term, I will provide full scholarship for 100 youths. 100 youths at the university, at the college, and at the technical. What other members of Parliament are doing, or even the county governments are doing, is that they provide peanuts. They pay for you one semester, they don't pay for you the other semester. And these children drop out of school, out of the university. What we need to do is that we need to provide full scholarship, even if it is 3 children, but make sure that those 3 students finish their university, their college, their secondary, so that we can have a meaningful education for our children. Then giving them peanuts, and at the end of the day, it doesn't help at all. So my commitment is, because the Affirmative Action Fund do allow school fees and bursaries, I will commit my money for the next 5 years for 100 youths to finish their university, their colleges, and tertiary educations, so that I make sure when I'm leaving, I have left 100 children who have been trained well and they can now start. I believe I have all the connections to get international scholarship for the deserving children. The other thing is that I want to be unique, and I do my campaigns and everything else unique. I will come up with, and I pray this is not stolen from me, so that it is done even before I go to Parliament. I will establish annual Honorable Fatuma Kinsi Excellence Award at the sub-county level. The award will have monetary. The award I'm getting has monetary, and that monetary is helping the organization in capacity building. It's a flexible funding. So I will also provide a flexible funding for those schools, a capacity building for those teachers, so that I can boost their morale for the students and the teachers themselves. So that award will be held in all the 7 sub-counties in Garissa. We have 7 sub-counties, and ensure that that money goes directly to the school to support that school. I will create hospitable environment for all stakeholders at the institutional level. Those are the children, the teachers, the parents, to have that connection among themselves. What I will do is that I will encourage the parents, the teachers to work together, because a long time when I was a student, many years back, we used to have to take care of our teachers, but that is not happening at all. If you go now to a very remote area, you will see teachers living in a very poor conditions, and the communities are not doing anything to help those teachers. And that's why we are having the shortages in northern region, because if a teacher is posted in a very remote area where he cannot even get accommodation, some of our teachers are even staying in classrooms. They change it as their accommodation places at the evening, and in the morning it's a classroom. So we need to bring our community to take care of our teachers. That is something I want to push for it. We need also to look at how the school's environment is conducive for our girls. That's also something else I will put emphasis on. Creating that friendly environment for both the teachers and also the students. I will establish a modality to retain teachers that are from the far-flung remote areas in Garissa County in collaboration with the national and the county government. There's no modality that the county government or the national government have created in terms of the hardship they are going to live in to retain those teachers in those areas. It is something we need to look at it, and it is something we need to work together. Even you guys from the diaspora, you need to help us back to ensure that how do we retain our teachers so that we don't have these shortages of teachers. And not only retaining our teachers, but we also need to look at how do we also encourage our own to take up the teaching jobs. Because we have Garissa University, it's doing teaching. We have Garissa Teachers College, it's doing teaching, and no one is joining. Even the members of parliament are providing full scholarship for teaching, but nobody is interested. So we need to remind ourselves that the teaching is a good job, it's a noble career, and encourage our youths to take teaching. Nowadays, our youths will love to go for an AP, a police officer, than going for teaching. So we are missing out in that, and we need to come up with a strategy to make sure that teachers, those ones who are with us, are retained, and those ones who are not, to join the teaching career. If I now go to the health sector, I'm sorry I'm taking long, but I'll try to rush a bit. Approximately 800 women are dying from preventable causes. That is pregnancy, childbirth, that's where the problem is. And all this is happening in the rural areas. Those women in town are better, they are a bit educated and understand that they need to go for their prenatal and postnatal care. But those ones in the rural areas don't know that. And when they want to give birth, they don't have good facilities to help them. There are complications that come, and when those complications come, the women die on their way to referrals hospital. So we need to come up with a mechanism to ensure that those cases don't happen at all. Most of the developing countries are in the sub-Saharan countries, and in the sub-Saharan countries, Kenya is included. Garissa is included, Wajir is included, Mandera is included. How we need to address the gap is to come up with healthcare solutions to prevent or manage complications. We need to look at how women are accessing the antenatal care in pregnancy, skilled care during birth, because we don't have doctors, just like the teachers. We have shortages in the health sector. The nurses are few, the doctors are few. You can go to a hospital, the nurse is the pharmacist, she's the doctor, and she's the nurse. So she's taking care, she's 3 in 1. And I'm happy that my brother Mohammed has mentioned the budget that we receive. Garissa County receives 7 billion, Mandera 8, and I think, Mandera 9, and I think Wajir is 8, a difference of 1 billion. And the biggest allocation, we need to give it to health. Because education, other than the ECD level, the other one is at the national level. It's a national mandate. It's not the mandate of the county government. So we need to ensure that health being a devolved factor, we have money reserved for the health sector, and the biggest goes to the health sector. I will push the county government and to put commitment on the health sector. I'm lucky Garissa County is doing something about health, and you need to give the credit where it is. Garissa County is doing great work on health, and they are getting key support from UNICEF, and we need to ask UNICEF to go to the other NFD regions. We need to push for that, and that can only come from us pushing the members of parliament to reach out to UNICEF for the other areas. I care what happens in Wajir. I care for what happens in Isiolo, because those are my people also. I will lobby at the national level. The Ministry of Health have some fund also that comes to the county governments to provide a social network for functional gynecologists facilities. And I will encourage the young women to take up gyno courses so that they can support our women. Because most of the gynos we have are not from our region. They are male. We have very few female who are taking that, and that's something I will also push. And I will provide full scholarship for the gyno ladies who come from my area so that they can support our women. I would love to be served by a gyno all the time when I'm going for my gyno, but it is due to the lack of the female gynos that are there. Sometimes we are forced to be checked by men. So it's an attitude we need to change in our community. We know we are Muslim, and we must respect our religion and look forward on how we can ensure that we maintain that. Livelihood development. As an empowerment for the women, most women are the ones who are now the breadwinners of the family, and they are working hard and they're in the markets doing some work, but they don't have the skills to do that. One of my key area in livelihood development is train women business and financial literacy workshops so that they can complete a program that will provide them with affirmative action fund to run their own businesses, and also connect them to Women Fund and the Affirmative Action Fund to access free interest loan for them to start their business. Provide leadership and skill training for women, youth, and disabled group in my community on issues of livelihood development. Honey production programs, provision of animal husbandry in terms of milking and breed keeping for the women in the rural areas. It's something I am doing. I will only put emphasis on what I am doing currently, boost on what I have to reach to more, because I'm reaching to few now, but if I get the opportunity and I get the resources, I will work on what I have to reach to more women. Income and livelihood programs that empower women through training and support. These strategies will lead to opportunities that increase their income generating skills. Microfinance is something I will help with the women and train them on the skills, and also connect them to areas they can access microfinance. Promoting good governance is something I will work on. My communities, or the communities we all of us come from, one thing we lack is information. And it is that information that is making them not participate towards promotion of good governance in the county and the national level. We need to encourage, especially the youths, the women, to participate in promoting good governance in the communities we come from. How do they do that? Is first they need to have information on the resources that are based on the county government. They need to know how that resources is distributed. Equitable sharing and distribution of the resources is a key issue we need to raise and promote our community to understand and participate in that. Amplifying the complaints. What I will do is amplifying the complaints of the women, the youth, and the disabled group to the relevant authorities. It's a responsibility I will take because they must know where the money comes from. And that will start with my money, because the money of the women rep has to be accounted for. And I will give the opportunity for them to know what is happening with that money so that they can also go and question other monies. Creating awareness on good governance, civic education, and engagement. And that's what we are lacking in terms of community participation. So if we do that, then I don't think there will have been corruption in our country or even in our counties. So we need to ensure that there is that promoting of good governance around ourselves. And it has to start with somebody. And that person, it will be me, and I will make sure that the money I get from the national government to support that community is well taken care of. The other thing is, I'm about to finish, so just hold please for me. I know maybe these are not interesting things for people to hear, but I'll share with you the interesting things. And the other thing is sports and culture. It is something that we need to do for our youths. I don't know whether you remember when the Olympics were happening in Brazil, there was this guy from Wajir. He went to Somalia so that he can participate in Brazil. He could not do so in his own country because there was a lot of bureaucracy. There were no engagements with the national level. From the areas we come from, we don't have that connection, be it the KFF, be it the athletics team, we don't have that. So we need to create that platform for our youths to ensure that they get that participation they need. So if this guy who comes from Wajir did and represent Somalia, how many are going? We don't know, because that's the only one that has come to our limelights. So we need to look at that and support the youths in doing that. For me, my money for the youths, one of the key issue I will do is I will develop one talent academy for the youths of Garissa, whereby all sporting activities are handled in that talent academy. I will also link and network Garissa youth teams to participate in friendly match, and I will pay from the fund, because that money is there for them. It's only that currently the monies that are there, we don't know what they're being used for. Garissa County gets annually 60 million from the women rep. Then there is 100 million for every constituency. So that is 6 constituencies, that is 600 million. So 660 million annually is coming to Garissa, and we always talk about the governor's money. So we also need to come up with strategies to monitor those other monies from the CDF, those other monies from the women rep, those other money from the governor, because that's a lot of money. And that money can develop the talent academy, by the way, because you don't need much to do the talent academy. Advocate for schools to develop sports facilities. I will also advocate for youth representation at the Football Federation, and I will fight for that. I will ensure that youths, because when you look at the teams that are the KFF in Garissa, there's no single youth. And those ones who are in the field playing are youths. So we need to come up with a strategy that their voices are there. I'm an activist, so that is what I will do to ensure that they are represented in those federations. We cannot let our youths being the ones who are doing or fundraising for the federation, and yet they are not managing that fund. So I will have to fight for that. Create publicity and marketing for the youths, sport teams. And how do I do that? I will ensure that I create website for the football teams in Garissa County, do profiling for them, and provide all the information so that I will be happy if one of my youth comes and plays in Manchester. And I hope you will help me in connecting that. The other thing is that I'm very proud of my culture, and I know we have very vibrant youths who are taking part in ensuring that they maintain the culture. We also have women who are doing that. So how do I make sure that the people I represent in Parliament also take care of their culture? Support traditional dances and songs to modernize technology. That's also something I will do. Facilitate participation at the national and international cultural events. Establish a Somali cultural day and a cultural village. We have one in Garissa, but it's somehow not connected well. So I will take up that in supporting the youths and the women to come up with a cultural event for that area. Peace and security is another thing that we also need to do. And how we do it is to ensure that we have ambassadors in our area, develop a mobile theater for the youths to advocate for peace. You know what is happening in the northern region. There is a lot of radicalization, and we need to stop that. It starts with us, not only me. And how we do it depends on how we engage the youths. We need to engage the youths to stop the issue of radicalization. And let me tell you, if it has not affected your family, it is on the way coming. So you need to stop it now. And how we can do that is ensure that we create centers for our youths to engage on matters of peace, train them on how to become peace ambassadors and messengers. That's also something we will do. Then come up with traditional conflict resolution mechanism. I did my master's in peace, so it is something we need to do it. Radicalization is happening and it is real. For those who are maybe here and don't know, a lot is happening in the areas you have left. And we need your support on that to help us. The other thing is about employment, on how I can address employment. Employment is a national issue, is an issue that is affecting every Kenyan, especially the youths. What I will do on employment is that I have told the youths of Garissa that, one, I will ensure that I come up with a resource center for the youths in that area. And that resource center will help them find out where job listing is happening. There are sometimes the youth don't get the information that there is a job that is coming up. And they get the information mostly after the deadline. So we need to come up with that. Not time, eh? Okay. Then the other thing is about the issue of ID cards. I know every Somali is affected by that. And I normally advocate not only for the Somalis from the NFD, but also Somalis around the world. We have welcomed our brothers from Somalia. And I believe all of you are UK citizens. So why not Kenyans issuing Somalis a Kenyan citizen? Because if they have stayed there for 20 years, that is their right. We have signed treaties, and those treaties has to be respected. So we have to make sure that youths who have reached the age, or any person who is in Kenya and has stayed that limit of getting ID cards, to get ID cards. The other issue is, and I am being pushed because of time. I wish you could have a whole day here so that we can also critique my document. my manifesto and maybe give a feedback on how maybe I'm not doing right. The other thing that I want to do about the issue of ID card, there is a lot of bureaucracy, especially for Kenyan Somalis. That if you want to get an ID card, your father's fingerprints or your mother's fingerprint must be in the form. That is wrong. And I don't know what our parliament members are doing there. Those are where they need to push for it so that we are equal to other Kenyans. Even if the other issues, the government of Kenya can take care of their boundaries to avoid those ones who are illegally taking the ID cards. But we are suffering because of you, and yet our members of parliament are not talking about it. We need to fight that bureaucracy. We will not allow it. The other thing is, the vetting committee must have youths in that ID cards. There must be youth representation in those ID cards committees. Because at the end of the day, there are 6 or 7 old men and 2 female. I don't know how they even came up with that ratio of the 2 female and the 7 men who sit in that committee, and there is no youth representation in that committee. So it becomes difficult even to relate to those old men when the youth themselves are suffering and they are not there talking for themselves. Their voices are not heard within those committees. I want to be the binding bridge of the entire Garissa County community and move further than that and reach out to also, because they call us the mama of the county, and the mamas of the county are not doing their roles by bringing their men together, because all those men from NFD have issues. It is the mother who understands the problem of what is happening around. I will become the binding bridge, the one who will bring all the members of parliament from my region together so that we solve the issue of ID cards as one. We should not look at the tribal factor, that if tribe A gets ID card, they will vote against me. That is not an issue when it comes to ID cards, because the employment comes from there. Because our youths are not going to university because of ID cards, they are not getting employed because of ID cards, and we are selfish for our own interest to be elected to parliament and deny those youths the chance. So it is something we will need to do it. I will share this brief speech on my Facebook. I'm a social media person. You can follow me on Twitter, Fatuma Kinsi, on Facebook, Fatuma Kinsi. You can also go to my website, Fatuma Kinsi, and you will still get all the information that you need. But this one will be uploaded tomorrow morning, inshallah, so that you can look at it and critique and maybe inbox me on areas you really want me to change or you really want me to add more. But I will tell you, my brothers, we need you home. We need you to come back and guide that community. Maybe we have stayed there together that we don't listen to each other. But if you guys come and talk to us, we may change the attitude. You are exposed enough to understand the situations. Those communities need proper leadership. And if I don't fit that proper leadership, don't endorse me today, because I just don't want that endorsement, and yet I'm going to be the same like the others. Go for quality leaders. If we go for quality leaders, that's the time we can stop the issue of corruption. We can support our communities on matters of development. It is true, yesterday it was drought, today it's flooding in Garissa town. The passages of the sewage system is creating havoc for the communities in Garissa town. And that is something that can be organized. Form consortiums within yourselves. Come as NFD, don't come as Garissa, don't come as Mandera, come as NFD. Kindly change the attitude of Garissa people, change the attitude of Mandera people, change the attitude of Wajir people, Isiolo people. Sincerely speaking, those people are suffering and they need proper leadership. Bwana Deputy Governor, tafadhali enda badilisha maisha ya wananchi. Kwa vile tukiongea siasa, najua utakuwa na shida nyingi Usione hapa unanguruma huko, ukifika mambo itabadilika. Bwana Deputy Governor, huko siasa ni maneno mengine. Unabebwa na unashindwa kujua wakati gani uliachiliwa. Kwa hivyo kama jana walikaa walikubeba, fika huko kwanza. Kama hujafika huko ni ngumu hiyo maneno. Mimi nakwambia. Lakini inataka moyo vile ulisema. Na hiyo moyo ndio sisi wamama tuko nayo zaidi kuliko wanaume. Unajua wanaume ni dhaifu sana. Wanasema wanawake ni dhaifu, lakini wanaume ni dhaifu. Sisi tumekuwa na hiyo hardship. Tunazaa, tunajenga family, tunafanya mambo mengi, hata na hadin kidogo ikikuja tujali. Lakini wanaume kidogo ikikuja wanatoka na hiyo dirisha nyingine. Sasa bwana deputy governor na wale wengine wanataka kiti. Sisi tunakaribisha sana watu wa diaspora. Wakuje tupambane uwanjani. Na tukiona wewe una mambo mazuri, hatutakufukuza, tutakukaribisha. Lakini leta hiyo maneno kwanza kabla hujapelekwa huko, because there are connections here and I need those connections. Bana deputy governor, so that I can also talk the Ogadins in Isiolo to vote for you. And I also want you to talk to those ones in Garissa. I have many friends. So we exchange that note. So mimi nashukuru sana. Ayaa mahadsantihiin. Af Soomaali ku dhamay ayaa leedahay. Wixii hadda aan maro dhan af Soomaali kuma mari karo. Af Soomaaliga inaan uu kala duwan yahay. Af Soomaaliga NFD waa kii iska ahaa moogtahay sijuiga iskaga nooleene. Marka laakiin waad fahmaysaan oo umaleynaa British land waad joogteen Ingiriiska waad ka saysiin. Marka waad mahadsantihiin in kursigaas ayaan hadda codsiga nii keenay London. Barabarihina waa inta la dhahay. Nataka endorsement bwana deputy governor na wengine, na nikifika Garissa nataka mambo hiyo mzuri zaidi kuliko saa hii. Ndio nilale mzuri leo usiku. So ayaa mahadsantihiin. Garissa na kusoo dhawaada. NFD na sidaan kor ugu qaadi lahayn aan ka wada tashano tashiga inaan badsanaa muhiimada aad baa mahadsantihiin. Shukran.
ما شاء الله والله شيء كنسي هذه أياد ما تنتهي وقتها رنتي عاد نوير أيام حندوني كلية أنا كفاية سنة جانس كان إن إذن شاقو أنو قعمها يقصقبسنو دول قانية أيا إلهي إنسيي دول كاني أن أولابنو أنو وحكا قبسنو إن شاء الله أنو تاسك دبينو وما سنتين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وكسر وين عبد العسكري تيوب رنتي خطبة هذا قير بدن باتشيسي أو حقبت كاجي وحيلا بدن باتكور رنتي وحق بلنقاضي أما آتري إن طبعا كسنة أتصوص عطوا إن أدو قعنت كل كرسي جارسة محد إسلام هاي لما أري هذا تكسوق حضور محد كجد وأنت هاي قبلها كلا كرسي وردية.
waxaan horta waa mahadsantahay Cabdi Askari maanta aad xalfadanayto ma aragtay qiimaha badan aad ka soo qayb qaadatay oo adigana arrimaha fiican aad qabatay. Waxaan ku leeyahay oo aniga gabdhaha kale ku dheer yahay waxa way wax qabadkayga ayaa la soo arkay. Anin slogan-kayga waxa way proven leadership-ka. Waxaan u maleynay 15 sano ayaan bulshada ka soo shaqeeyay. 15 sanana dadkayga ayaan wax soo qabtay. Wixii aan soo qabtana maanta waan soo bandhigay. Ani waxaan rabaa in kordhitin wixii aan qabtay inaan sii kordhiyo. Ma ogi hadda wax hoos aan ka soo bilaabahay malaha. Intaas hadda gabdhaha walaalahayga aan ku dheer yahay. Hadday ayagana wax macruusha ay hayaan oo ma aragtay ogsoon yihiin ay sameeyeen hay soo bandhigaan aan isla meel dhignay aan aragne Garissa waxaan leeyahay ninka kursiga u qalanto hal siiyo oo wax qabadkiisa
gabdho badan baa tartamaya adiga laftaadu bina waxaad ku jirtaa dadka olol badan ka sameeyay deegaankii oo dhulka waliba aad looga yaqaano dadku ay aad u hadal hayaan si magacaagu runtii aad buu soo gaaray aniga marka yaad isleedahay gabdhaha kale ee tartamaya wax yar waad ka yarbaqaysaa
wallahi waxaan ka baqay malaha runtii ilaahay hadii laga baqo meeshan gaaray mid soo gaartay wali ma arkin ka waxa waa kalsoonidaas ayaan leeyahay waxaan u maleynaynaa kalsoonidaas waxaad keentay wax qabadkayga ayay reer Garissa arkeen oo igu soo dhaweynayaan anigana daacadnimada iyo jaceylka aan dadkayga waxa ugu qabtay ayaan kalsoonida isu siinhayaa aan ogsoonahayn ayagana kuura i siinayaan marka hadda wallahi kursigan inuu la yacan yahay waan arkaya wax ila taagnan inaan arkahay
marka kursiga banaanku ku yaala
banaanku i yaala
aad baad mahadsantahay
kursiyada sharaxan kugu dooranay kulamada dhammaan kugu dooranay waxaan u dooranay aqoonteeda kartideeda enerjiga iskaaminigeeda ya kursiyada sharaxan kugu dooranay kulamada dhammaan kugu dooranay waxaan u dooranay aqoonteeda kartideeda enerjiga iskaaminigeeda ya kinsiyey aqoon kartiyo dadni kursiyada sharaxan kugu dooran kinsiyey aqoon kartiyo dadni kursiyada sharaxan kugu dooran kulamada dhammaan kugu dooran kursiyada sharaxa kugu dooran kulamada dhammaan kugu dooran aqoon kartiyo dadni kursiyada dhammaan kugu dooran kursiyada sharaxan kugu dooran waan dooranay Yeah, our time is up.